What would you do differently with your life if you didn't have to save for retirement anymore, but you had enough to retire at normal age? I just have a couple minutes before I get back on the train to get home, but we're taking a break and I could get off for a second. So I just want to talk a little bit about what CoastFI means. So that's where I am personally, which means that if my husband and I don't save another dollar for retirement by the time we get to traditional retirement age, make that 65, 67, whatever you consider traditional retirement, we'll have enough money then, thanks to compounding. It doesn't mean we have enough now, but it means that we don't have to save any more money. The concept there is that you put enough money into savings, into the market, so that you have decades of compounding, and that compounding is kind of magic over the long term. And so when you're able to do that early on, it really frees up your options as you get older. So for other folks I know who have reached CoastFI, it's given them the opportunity to work less, work a different job, one that is a lot less stress, something that would be fun, but if you were worrying about having enough money for retirement, it would be more stressful than it was worth. But if you have enough money saved up in advance, it means that as you get a little bit older, you actually have choices and you don't have to trade off working as hard as possible, as long as possible, and doing something you enjoy and then worrying about having enough in retirement. By the way, I am currently 37 years old. My husband and I, neither of us have ever made a six-figure income, and we are still at that point. So the earlier you get started, the less you actually need to save, because compounding works really well over decades. But if you're older, don't give up hope, because a really solid 5 years can do a lot of really good for your finances. It doesn't have to be decades. I'm Angela, one half of Women's Personal Finance, aka Money Without the Grind, the Bros, or the Bullshit. If this kind of conversation is interesting to you, make sure to hit follow for some more.